Yoga Day and the summer solstice. No place better to be than on top of Tel Aviv with these beautiful views, celebrating the fact that we are experiencing a very profound moment here in Israel. Behind me, you see dozens of people that are taking part in a yoga practice as part of a nonprofit called Brothers in Yoga. It's an organization started by a wonderful woman named Netta Margalit, who has dedicated all of her time and energy and resources to bringing somatic healing yoga practices to starting with soldiers who've experienced PTSD, not just PTSD in light of October 7th and the subsequent war, but also soldiers that have been traumatized and suffering from all kinds of issues in combats and other types of fighting situations, even before the October 7th massacre. Now we're really recognizing and aware of the fact that PTSD is something real that many are going through, not just from combat, not just from October 7th and the war, but also the impact of the world reaction to the war and the situation here in Israel. So this group right here is dedicated to taking in these practices. And what's more special about this organization is that many of these soldiers, once they have learned themselves, are getting teacher training where they are then able to take it into the field to IDF units that are currently serving not only in reserves, but also in real time, with an end goal of being able to take these practices before having to have the effects of post-trauma and having to do it in retrospect. Another thing that we need to take into account of what happened on October 7th is that it basically reopened a lot of the unhealed wounds that haven't been dealt with from soldiers that have been in other types of situations, like I mentioned, like the Second Intifada, the Lebanon War and whatnot. You have people from all different ages.
After October 7th, like most of the people, everything that was buried kind of rose up, and I was really suffering and struggling. I was looking for some tools I can use to regulate myself, and then I came up to know trauma-sensitive yoga. I was already a yoga teacher before that. And then I went to a course, to take a course to try to help myself and try to help others. And I remember the time that Netta came in and it was love at first sight. Like you could totally see her vision. I totally connected to the way she sees the practice and the possibilities of really helping out, really healing people through yoga. And I began to experience that myself, and in time pass it on to others. Now I do that in the organization and also in the army.
So again, what a better way to have an overarching view of the city of Tel Aviv on a day that is so important around the world, in light of the fact that we here in Israel are still going through quite a lot. Being up here makes you forget for a moment, being able to breathe the air. And once again, we can see this group here really getting into the zone, getting into movement, breathing, all of these things that, for those of you that haven't done yoga before, really are so essential. It's not about sweating and necessarily doing a cardiovascular workout. It is about taking that moment to go within, to breathe, and it really, really helps regulate the nervous system. Reporting from the top of the Azrieli Center in Tel Aviv, Emily Francis, back to you in the studio.